Tiwi's was a location which for some reason chose me. I came up here after playing Sri Lanka in a test match. A great mate of mine was actually at the Melville Island Fishing Lodge. Came, enjoyed, and then thought, hang on, how does this actually work? I've had these synergies with this place without me even knowing about. Great sporting facility. The people love their fishing. They live off the land. How can I now add value and really assist what is a pretty remarkable place?
My first impressions of the Tiwi Islands, I'd been coming up here with Matthew fishing for about 7 years together. We understood the beautiful nature of the place, the Goose River, Jessie River, Snake Bay, Shark Bay. These are extraordinary places.
Melville Island's the second largest island in Australia next to Tasmania. There's no one here, which is what we like about it. It's a remote island paradise. We've got 1,000 people living on Melville, and our fishing lodge caters for people all over Australia, some overseas, that come over to catch a few fish and enjoy themselves, get well fed and relax in a wonderful environment.
Perfect day here starts before the day even starts. Sun's not even up yet. Cup of coffee in hand, sitting out by the table on the edge of the point with nothing but the stars to see, and then waiting for the sun to come up, knowing that you've almost had a sleepless night knowing that you're going to catch fish. And it doesn't matter how many fish. Big day out in the water, you're on your feet, it's always pretty hot. I reckon one of the great times of the day is just grabbing a cold one and coming home in the afternoon, having a laugh, talking absolute rubbish, seeing which one of you can tell the biggest lies. But coming back in the afternoon, having a few nibblies and just being that sort of tired but just stoked feeling. And then getting up and doing it all again tomorrow.
We got to know some of the local artists like Pedro Wanameri, got heavily involved with the Gillamara Arts Centre and trying to inspire some of their kids with incentives such as just t-shirts that they designed or AFL balls or rugby balls. Then when we came out to the college we realised there was an enormous opportunity here, and that was sort of sparked by talking to the Secretary of the Land Council, a guy called John Hicks. He told us the Tiwi Islands have 2,000 people. 1,000 of those are under the age of 25 and only one under the age of 20 has a job. So Matthew and I sat down and decided that our job was, going forward in a place we respected so much, wasn't to try and change the way they did things, but add some value to this community. And that's how this project was born.
There are huge challenges that our people face because of the rapid change in society. It's happening. It's changing so quickly, and that in itself is a challenge. We're trying to combat the challenges that lays ahead of us to make improvements where we can. So huge challenges ahead, but there are positive things that are happening.
The Tiwi College project is really a self-sustainability practical program. So we've got horticulture, permaculture, hospitality, construction, all built into a practical example of how it is that you can bring this football field to life in a way which has never been done in an Indigenous community before. Hopefully this program then allows us to take it to a pathways program where we can invest the lives of small Indigenous children back into sustainability projects which happen on the bigger scale of Australia, whether that be forestry, whether that be in the hospitality industry, catering, more than anything, be able to actually understand nutritious food and the practical applications of being able to cook with that food. Certificate programs from construction, which enable kids to move around into a community and give back to community. So all in all, it's from a very small idea, launches off it a lot of different layers to it. And it feels good to be a part of it.
Raising funds for this project is really the generosity of the 14 corporates who come in and pay a substantial amount of money to be here. From that, they get to fish with Matthew and Alan Border and Matthew Burke and actually live with those guys, talk to them 24 hours a day, have a fantastic time. Then the generosity of Macquarie Sports and Macquarie Bank comes in and backs up those donations, so we get a reasonable amount of funds we can then spend on the project. What we are lacking going forward is someone taking ownership with us, is really saying, okay, we see what's going to happen to these kids. We see enormous opportunity for the Tiwi kids. Let's get involved. Let's take a bipartisan approach. Let's have NAB and Westpac and Macquarie all rolling in together. Let's have like-minded industries all working together rather than say, okay, well, this is something I'm going to badge and the corporation's going to just say, okay, there's another stamp, we move on, we tick that box. This is something you can really embed yourself into. You can come up and stay on the islands. The Tiwi people are very welcoming. They want you to be here and they want you to help them move forward. This is a really progressive community, but with Corporate Australia behind them, I think this could be a really substantial project.
Matt Hayden and Guy Reynolds through Macquarie Bank and the Hayden Way and myself through the Lodge have become friends over the last few years. We sat down about 3-4 years ago, talked about the college and the vision that people had here to build a college and give their kids a secondary education, and we said to ourselves, what can we do to help? The Lodge provides a great platform to bring people in, to have a few days fishing and then come and contribute to the project here. So last year we had our inaugural Tiwi Ashes. It raised $200,000. We brought business people from all around Australia. They caught a few fish, had a bit of fun, and they came here and enjoyed a great day. We got 800 people here, which is about a third of the population.
What brings you here is the fact that you can make a difference to a community that really does need some assistance. And I guess the thing that I'm so impressed with, this is the second year in a row I've been here, just to see the work that's happened on the ground here is just fabulous. And other things like hearing that enrolments have increased and there's a waiting list, and the quality of the students and the teaching is you're just seeing so remarkable change, and that's what brings you here.
But I got this fabulous letter from the Chairman of the Land Council, countersigned by the Chairman of the Education Council, and they said education, government policy, welfare has been failing us, failing our kids. What we need is education, training and jobs, 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 exclamation mark. When I saw that I thought, I've got to be there. I love these people. They are speaking the language of independence, speaking the language of getting away from the throttling grip of welfare. And also what the cricketers and what the bank is doing is just phenomenal. I didn't know about it when I accepted, but I'm so happy to be here with like-minded people.
I think if corporates want to get involved in a program like this, the Tiwis are great because they really embrace you being part of their community, and it is a very magical spiritual place. To template this going forward, it's actually been done in a lot of communities, and people like Stephanie Alexander are doing remarkable work out there, and as are a lot of different entities. This to me is a great one. You're engaging the kids, you're giving them opportunity, you're diversifying their career options, you're making them healthier at the same time, you're giving them positive role models like the Haydens and Borders and Burkes of this world, and then you've got people like Trevor O'Hoy from Cricket Australia, or John Dunphy from Shimano, or Steve Foraker from Qantas, sitting down, training the kids how to play cricket, and then going out playing a game with them, and then hopping on a plane and going back to their corporations and telling other people. There's a lot of good stuff in there, and I think if we can use this template where Corporate Australia comes in and actually micromanages the project going forward, we don't walk away from this once we're here today. We every week stay in contact. We ask about the building costs, the orders, what's happening in progress. We've got 3 of our staff up here on a part-time basis actually working within these communities, building this project at any given time. So it's a boots and all approach, and I think if Corporate Australia gets behind it, and we just don't rely on government to make things move forward, I think projects like this can be very successful.
My dream here is really to sit and be catered for from the kids off the Tiwi Islands that have hand-picked their own produce, that have collected their own eggs, you know, that have been involved in footy matches and cricket programs. How great would it be to actually line up when I retired saying, I'd like to find our next Indigenous cricketer to wear the baggy green. How great would it be if it actually came out of here, the Tiwi Islands? You know, I'm very passionate about this, and so is my company and the people that are around it. And they're a great mix of people that actually bring to life this project in a very, very sustainable way, and we need those people.